I'm going to emphasize the same thing I've also been emphasizing, is that we have to emphasize more short passes. And I think you kind of look back at that Rams-Niners game on Thursday Night Football. Heck of a game, by the way. That was highly entertaining to watch. But you go back to that Niners-Rams game, Mac Jones was very efficient at getting the ball out, because like you could just see that it wasn't like nothing I felt like was too complex for him, right? It was pretty much just like, get the ball out of your hands and try to move the chains, right? It wasn't really anything like, I feel like if we can put Cooper Rush in that role and just get the ball out of your hands and try to move the chains, I feel like that could be effective against this Rams team. I mean, that Rams defense, while it can be stout, it was a little shoddy in that game, right? I mean, and that Niners team was dealing with injuries at the time. I mean, no Brock Purdy, no Ayuk. I don't think I forget their second wide receiver's name, Juwan Jennings. There was no Juwan Jennings in that game. No George Kittle in that game, right? So they missed a lot of playmakers. They still had CMC, of course, but they missed a lot of playmakers. But even in that scheme, in that type of passing game that they created for that matchup, they were able to move the ball pretty successfully. I mean, Kendrick Bourne had 100 yards or 100 plus yards in the air. I mean, receiving that day. You know what I mean? That he was just making plays. It was just trying to keep things simple for Cooper Rush to move the ball effectively. I think that's the main thing that this Ravens team is going to want to focus on going into this matchup, because that Rams pass rush, it can get to you. You know what I mean? So, like, our offensive line, it hasn't played to the best of its ability as of late. So you're going to want to get the ball out of his hands quick. You know, you don't want to force turnovers. I know Cooper spoke on that, especially yesterday, saying he wants to, get the chemistry in with the guys and just try to be more efficient with the football. I completely understand. He had 3 picks last week. One of them, maybe not totally his fault. I know the ball fell out of Andrew's hands.
2 of them, I thought.
2 of them, you thought? Okay, well, 2 of them probably not his fault. But just get the ball out of Cooper's hands, man. Just create schemes that'll help him be efficient and just get him into a rhythm, right? Kind of like some free throws, just like some short yardage gains, 5 yards, just get the things simple and keep him efficient. I think that's one of the main things that the team's going to want to focus on. And if Keaton is elevated again, I would like to see the backs, get more opportunities, catching some routes out of the backfield. I just want to make sure that this team is moving, because the more you can move and keep that offense off the field, it will be advantageous for you to keep the ball in your possession as much as possible, because this Rams team is very much so capable with big playability. So my thing on offense, keep the short passing game. That should be an emphasis in this one, and keep the running backs involved. I think those are the 2 main focuses, because you got 2 possession guys, and Andrews and Likely, who can go up and get it. D-Hop has made incredible throws. If Zay plays tomorrow, which I feel like he will, you have a good deep threat. Bateman is still available. Great route runner. I mean, you got weapons. Just utilize them in any best way you can, by also playing to Cooper Rush's strengths. I feel like that should be the emphasis on Sunday. So short passing game, use your backs. I think if you can do that, you might be able to walk out of here with a win.